Okay, I'm going to give you instructions on today's assignment. So you'll go to Google Classroom, pick my class. So today we are going to make sure you go to classwork for the assignment. We're going to be doing the stress management letter. There's a copy made for each of you, so each person will be filling out their own slides. After you click on it, the first few slides is just to kind of help us finish our notes. So the slide 2, I have linked in what I want you to fill out. So this would be kind of like if I was instructing you, would be filling out the notes here. So please don't copy and paste the notes. I actually want you to read and fill it out. So this one is going to talk about the effects stress has on different parts of your body. So your physical health, your mental health, and your social health. So you'll look at this resource here and you'll type in 3 of those things. So actually read it and then write down each part of those health components. Okay. Again, so this, instead of writing it in your notes, I'm just having you type it here on the slides. The slide 3, you're going to look over what stress does for different parts of your body. So how does it affect your brain, your eyes, your throat, your heart, your skin? And then on this one, I want you to fill out each of these parts. So if I'm looking at the brain, I would look here and it says it releases hormones that protect you from pain and give you energy. So I would type that in this brain part. Okay. So hormones that give you energy and protect you from pain. Okay. So you'll just go back and forth and summarize in your own words each of those parts of the body and how stress plays a role. Okay, this next slide is pretty similar to when we did the Toy Story positive self-talk. So right here are common mistakes that you might do throughout the day, and how do you react to yourself? So this first example, my past mistake or regrettable action is I forgot my friend's birthday. A negative thing that I might say to myself is that I'm a lousy friend. However, we need to work on our positive self talk. So instead of saying bad things about ourselves, you should say, I'm a good friend. Forgetting a birthday doesn't define our friendship. It's more important that I am there when they need me. And then how can we move forward from this particular regrettable action? So moving forward means I apologize and maybe I put a reminder on my phone so I don't make that mistake again. Okay, so the next one is getting in trouble in class. Something you might say to yourself is, my teacher hates me, which isn't true. Um, what kind of positive thing could you say to counter that? And then how can you fix that moving forward? What can you do differently in class? The next one is I got grounded for not doing my chores. Okay. Again, I gave you a negative, what's some positives, and then what can you do moving forward? Then the next 3, you're going to come up with a negative thing that someone might say after doing that mistake, and then how can you counter it, and then what can you do moving forward? So you guys will just continue on filling this out. Okay, now we're going to work on some more stress strategies. So if you remember last time in class, I had you guys help each other. So you helped a partner out with 3 things that they stressed about, and you gave them some tips to manage their stress. So this wheel is going to look familiar to you because this is what we use to help them. Some other ways that you can help with stress are here as well. So what you'll do is that stress test that we took the first day of our stress unit. I'll just give you some paper copies. You don't necessarily need yours. You're going to pick 4 of those stress numbers, and you're going to come up with a strategy for them. Okay, so the one I picked is number 13. I don't have enough time for all the things in my life. Okay, so I feel so overwhelmed because there's so much to do and not enough time. So if that is a stress that I have, or maybe it's just one that I picked, one strategy to help someone who does not have enough time would be to help them with time management. So what does time management look like? Okay, so be specific on the strategy. They should sit down, write out their schedule and to-do list to visualize what they need, what needs to be done. Okay, so give me 4 examples, and those will actually go on slide number 8. Okay, there's not enough room on this slide to write anything. So on slide 8, you will give me 4 of those questions. This is actually number 13. Oops. Okay, so again, just pick 4 things on the stress test. How are you going to help someone manage their stress? What does that look like? Be specific. Okay, now that you are an expert in helping others with their stress, on the next slide, you'll pick one of these 3 scenarios and write a letter back to the person to give them help with their stress. It's no longer slide 9. Oops. Okay, so give them at least 3 strategies to use. So each of these scenarios, you're going to read through them and pick one. Okay, so this is my scenario example. So this individual named Sam, this is his letter to me. My parents are getting a divorce and I'm really stressed about it. I can't stop thinking about what's going to happen to my family. I don't feel like hanging out with any of my friends, and I don't think there's anyone I can talk to who will understand what I'm going through. When someone does try to talk to me, I snap at them and tell them to leave me alone. I don't know what to do to get this knot out of my stomach. Please give me some tools to help me with stress. Okay, so the scenario I picked is Sam. So what I'm going to do in this letter is I'm going to respond to each sentence that he said. So I'm not just giving him strategies, but I'm writing him an actual letter back. The final result will look like a real letter to Sam. Okay, so first Sam said is my parents are getting a divorce and I'm really stressed about it. So my response to Sam is to say, I'm sorry you are stressed about your parents getting a divorce. Okay, so Sam said my response. Okay, the next thing Sam said is, I can't stop thinking about what's going to happen with my family. My response is, that would be difficult for me as well because I'm also close to my family. Okay, so again, make sure you're responding to each sentence they write within the letter. I don't feel like hanging out with my friends, and I don't think there's anyone I can talk to who will understand what I'm going through. My response to Sam is sometimes it's difficult to talk about issues that hurt, but it's important to talk about your feelings. You will feel better after. Okay. So as I continue through the letter and responding to each of his sentences, I'm still going to write some tools to help him. So my 3 tools are talk to someone, preferably a professional, because they're going to give you expert advice, journal about how you are feeling, and then listening to music and exercising. Okay, so I'm going to take all the things that I said to Sam and put it on the slide that looks like an email. So for you guys, it'll be slide 15. Okay, so I wrote, Dear Sam, my subject, this is like an email. Okay, so Dear Sam, I'm sorry what you're stressed about. So all of this is what I said earlier. And then I just combine everything that I said, and then sincerely, my name. Okay, so make sure your email is an actual like letter back to them. You're responding to the things that they're saying, and you're giving him tools to help him manage his stress. All right, so you will type who it's to here. I put your subject already, and you'll type Dear Brianna, Dear Joey, whatever the name of the person is, respond to each of their sentences, and then give them some tools. And then you'll tell me if you did scenario 1, 2, or 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. That is it. That is what you guys are working on today. Please be kind and respectful to my sub. Also, you can email me if you have any questions.